Okay, now continuing the recovery mechanism. In previous lecture I covered that just like how our like coordinate application or any application, whenever any crash or any bug arises, how we will do manually. Suppose this is my application and this is log, and anything if exception arises, what we are doing, we are just going through the log, identifying what is happening. Okay, then based on that we mitigate. Okay, this is just side discussion. We are changing the database state when the exception is happening at certain location instead of completing the overall workflow at certain location. If exception is happened, certain state of the database is modified and certain state is not modified, then we are changing the state to maintain consistency. So let us I will give with example. Now our application API is transferring a amount of money from account 1 to account 2. This is the transformation of the money from one account to another account. Let us take account A. Account 1, let us take account 1 is user 1 and user 2. Amount of money we are transferring is 50 rupees. Okay, now for user 1 we are doing first operation is fetching the data of the amount, how much amount available for the user 1, and from that amount we are removing the 50 rupees. Second step is fetching the amount, how much amount available for the user 2, and I was adding the 50 rupees to that user. Okay, this is the overall complete flow for the respective API which transfer the money from one user to user 1 to user 2. This is the overall workflow. Now suddenly at any place in our business application, if exception is happen at any place, then how we are mitigating to resolving the issue? First we are checking the log. In the log we are checking money is, we found in the log two types of exceptions. Two types. One is from user 1 money is transfer reduced to 50 rupees, but user 2 money is not added, money is not added. Then how what we are doing to maintain the consistency of the data in backend, we are updating the user with original money, because with log we identify that for user A only 50 rupees is reduced, but for user B the reduced amount is not credited to the user 2. So what we are doing in log, by seeing the log we identify and we are updating the database. Okay, this is the general mechanism. And next general mechanism is, we found that here we observe that log is useful. Okay, and I can explain another viewpoint of view why we needed a log mechanism. Irrespective of database, okay, if database is time consuming, suppose it is hitting to the some other third party application, okay, it is taking time consuming, we are developing our application in file based system only as a cache or buffer. Then second place we are making as a database. Let us take, I will explain with. Okay, this is my application. Business application. In that business application, for the same above requirement, transfer of the money A to B, certain amount and money, these two are the input to the function. Okay, now whatever operation here happening, for those operation, data is not going to the databases. We are storing those operation in file system. This is my file system. Okay, in this file system we are storing as a log. After storing my business requirement in a log, then after I am storing in databases. Okay, so overall architect is this is my API, business API, and for the requirement we are storing in file system. This file system now for temporary workflow, this file system is in our local, it is not available in a separate network or separate host. This file system is available in the same host where API is available. So to make the processing logic of the respective API will be very with low latency or high throughput, we can say. Then after I am storing in database, assuming this is our application. Now whenever, instead of log and log, now here I am storing log as a events. Okay, for above two events are there, fetching the money and reducing first not fetching the money. Two DML operation I said. One is detection. For detection, one event is stored in log. Okay, in file system. For credit, another log is stored in file system. So these two events are there. These two events are stored in file system. Now we said three types, we can say. Now here in this workflow, let us assume how many types of failure we observe in this workflow. Suppose first event is added in here file system. Okay, then after first event, then failure is happen. First failure, our business requirement contain two operation. Okay, in that two operation, in the first operation it is successfully added in file system, but during second operation application fail is happen. Okay, what types of failure we'll discuss later. Now assuming here I just concentration how many scenarios we have, how many types of scenarios in business requirement failure we observe. First event is completed, but at second event fail is happen. This is one scenario. And in second, another scenario is these two events are completed, okay, but not yet committed means but not yet we are confirmed that to the user. What we are not confirmed that your requirement is completed. Means your business process is completed, but we have that message is not yet confirmed to the end user, but internally it is completed. How can we say for that one? Suppose this is the user who hit the API. In general workflow, event 1 is added in file system, event 2 added in file system, and this is the first step. After adding 2 events, then returning the response that to the user, that confirmation response that successfully completed your request. Okay, this is for confirmation purpose for the user. This is in application point of view, completed of the event. Okay, we said first scenario is only one event is completed. During the second event, exception is happened and getting the message that this business requirement is not processed. That is meaningful. Okay, next second place we observe, I said that event 1 is completed and event 2 also completed, but when it is sending the response to the user, during sending the response to the user, here failure is happening. Okay, this is the second type of failure. And third type of failure we observe is so in order to explain third type of failure, first the workflow, again I am revising here. Workflow is user is hitting the requirement, hitting this API is doing these two events. After these two events, sending the response to the user that your requirement is completed. Then it is actually event are stored in log files, not in the original database. Then after asynchronously, this data is stored in database. Asynchronously storing this data in database. Okay, so during storing in the data in this database, in this place we found exception. Got it? So totally I can say 3 scenarios we observe. First scenario is not all event is completed. Second is okay, you got it here. So 3 places we observe. One is all events, in total events only limited events, only certain events are completed, not whole. In second scenario, all events are completed, but to the user during sending the response, their failure is happening. For the third user, all events are completed, but during storing in DB, there we found exception. Okay,